Alright guys, it's that time of year again. It is time to clean up the garden. Look at this mess. Look how bad it overgrew. Sorry about the noise if you can hear any. It's cold and loud because of the cars and windy. But anyway, so we're getting all these weeds out of here. And then I'm gonna turn around and show you the after. Boy, is that a bit of a mess. Alright guys, it's part 2, the next day. I tried to record last night, but I couldn't because, excuse me, because the sun had gone down too much and, well, yeah, you couldn't see anything. I did shoot a video, but it looked horrible. So here's product. This is what it looks like all said and done. We just roll our screen back. I set fire to the bottoms of them, get rid of all the grass in them. But we laid a new little piece right here, and we moved that piece from that corner over on top of the other one. A few less holes, but that's fine. We got plenty of holes in there. And so last year what I did was every other one of these were watermelon. Same thing here, same thing down there, and then on the very end, it's kind of separated. I did watermelon up to a certain point. Where was it? The bird scared me. Did watermelon up to here, to these, and then there's a little gap right here. And then we did like cucumber and stuff like that because we knew everything was going to kind of take off, and it did. It covered this whole thing. You saw the photos. It was 10 times worse than that when it was still warm and things were still growing. So I got my helper back there. She helped me out. And we got it all cleaned up. So now we're just ready to go in with some new stuff. So generally these first 2 rows back here were going to be for tomato. And look at this. I have creek willows growing everywhere out here that need to be yanked up. Anybody needs any creek willows, I got plenty. I'll give them to you. So let me get a farther back view. So these 2 rows right here were tomato. So we would plant a ton of tomato through there. They were tomato and pepper. Let me restate that. So the first row were all peppers of different kinds. This was all tomatoes of different kinds. And then the next row, I think we did the, what are they called? Darn it. Emerald. Okay, I remember now. It was okra. Never mind. So we had okra through here. And I think a couple bell peppers back that way too. What do we have this first little portion right here? Swiss chard, that's right. We did Swiss chard right there, and then we did 3 different types of watermelon on these next 3 rows over, with like some spacing in between to try to give them some room to grow. But man, they filled this whole garden and kind of overgrew everything else. Everything else kind of suffered because of that. So lesson learned. We're going to do things a little different this year, like maybe 1 every 4. So that way we don't just get overrun with craziness. And then we're going to take our fence there. We're coming back onto the plastic with it. But this year we had it running on the edge of the plastic. And everything just grew up in it. I could not keep it clean. It was horrible. So this year we're going to actually bring it in to this first yellow line right here. We're going to come across there to this yellow line and then run it all the way down and try to stay at least 2 feet over the plastic, and I can run over this edge with my lawnmower and I don't have to worry about the weeds coming in again and trying to grow up my fence. I do have to worry about them growing in my holes, as you can see, but I cut them pretty big for a reason. A lot of people, they just do this with a blowtorch and make a little circle. That's fine and all, but I want to be able to get in here and clean them out if need be. I want to be able to get all up in that and tear out any weeds that are in there, put in anything that I don't need to put in there, maybe even mix up that soil And with a little round hole, you couldn't do that very well. So I made my holes big. I can get the weeds out. I can get stuff in it if I need to. And we'll do the same thing back here. My holes stopped about 2 feet from the edge. So my fence is just gonna come right up to here. And you see where I got it with the lawnmower right there. I forgot I had it loose right here on this end. There was a little bit sticking up. And I didn't tie it down like I did this time. So this was just free and it reached up and it grabbed a hold and just ripped it clean off the edge. But not a big deal. Fence line's gonna run right here on this yellow line. And then it's actually gonna turn and go that way. So no worries. I'm gonna put some more stakes in that because it's free now. But I'll be able to drive all across the edge of this without sucking it into my mower, killing all the weeds out. A lot less work, a lot more sunlight. And then we just gotta get our irrigation down here and get that all done. Oh, and hey, I built a swing for the kids. Isn't that cool? They like it. They like it. It's just too cold for them to come out here and enjoy. But me and Veronica and Junior put this together. And boy, was it fun. Fun. That's a 6x6 up there. These are 4x6s. Good luck finding anything online to tell you how to do that. So I left mine long. They go all the way deep into the ground. These were 12-foot boards. And it ain't going nowhere. I foamed them in and backfilled them full of dirt. And then we just put these ones here on the end to kind of help support it. Didn't want to go on left and right ever, which from the looks of that, it looks a little crooked. Nah, it's fine. Anyway, eventually when the kids are out of the house and we're older, we can take these 3 off, and from that one and that one, we can put a regular bench swing. So if it lasts that long, we got a couple years before Junior is gone, and then Olivia will be right behind him, and then Jason. Sad day for us, but look at that sunset. My goodness, if it wasn't for the traffic here, it'd be heaven. That dog been up to some things. Anyway, and then we decided to go ahead and get some more of our fruit trees in the ground while it's time. I moved one from up there where those other ones are. It wasn't doing very good. It was right beside that one. It was a plum. So you can see how bad it died back. Wasn't doing very good at all. So I have just said to hell with it, cut it all the way back, and replanted it here. I think maybe too much of that base was in the dirt. Might have gotten it. We lost all their cherries, so there was a cherry here and there was a cherry here. So I got Tractor Supply plum. It's been in a pot for probably, I don't know, since summer. And it was rooted just perfectly. So we went ahead and before they get too rooted, just went ahead and put it in the ground, put some mulch around it, in where the cherries were. And then we have one more cherry back there that didn't make it. And I've been just letting it grow as rooting stock if we needed it. But I don't think we're gonna do cherry because I don't think it does that well here. And then there's the rest of the orchard. It's looking kind of poor, guys. A lot of these things have died back, and part of the problem is we get warm weather. I mean, it's freaking January. We get this warm weather, and then we start getting stuff like that. They start wanting to bulb out, and I just can't have that. Oh, come on, focus, you bastard. Okay, well, you get the point, sorry. But you can see I lost a branch that was up here. That's gone. And then we lost that tree. That's all rootstock that came up. We lost that one. We've lost that one, that one. And then some of these are just looking real poor, like that one. There's a little bit left on it. Same thing here with this one. I had to cut it off. Is that Captain? Yeah? Okay. I heard something rustling over there in the woods, and I thought it was Captain. This one seems to be doing really well here in East Texas. I think this is one of the, what is this, the Florida King? Right? Or was this the Prince? Florida Prince. She's gonna look for me and tell you guys real quick. So that way you know, man, it's hard to find this kind of information here in East Texas. It's really hard to know. Huh? Dixieland. You know, damn, I was way off. Okay, this is the Dixieland. And it looks fine. I mean, I know it bloomed at one point way early last year before that frost, but this seems to be doing the biggest and the best out of all of them. That rootstock really came back on that, but we left it. And we're just gonna kind of let that pollinate. I don't know what it'll do, but we're gonna let it pollinate everything else around it. But it is doing great. It kind of makes me jelly that it's not one that I did on purpose, but that's okay. The apple tree still got friggin' leaves on it, numerous freezes and colds, and I mean, look at this. It's even got like new growth. I don't even understand this. How is that possible in January? But this one was the Red Delicious from Home Depot that was like next to free, so I picked it up. I mean, it's just thriving here, even with me hitting it with my lawnmower. Look at that gouge right there. I got it good. Damn it, I think the graft is buried. Maybe not. Oh, you can't even see the graft anymore on that. Oh well, doing fine. What was this one again? Jujube. This Jujube's doing good. The contorted. The other Jujube just went to crap on me, died all the way back down to the ground. And yeah, it's just gonna be growing up from the rootstock, and I'm just gonna let it, because I want to see what it is. This was the Florida King peach. It's doing well. It bounced back. The whole top section is pretty much dead where I have this tied. It's dead all the way down to about right in here somewhere. And then we have our apples and stuff like that seem to be doing well. That is the crab apple. And I actually got some seeds from it, and I got some seeds from the Jonah Gold, and they germinated. They're in the greenhouse right now, so I'm excited to see how that goes. Is the greenhouse still plugged in? Can you see it from here? Okay, good. We got some more nectarines and things like that out here on the edges. We got one last cherry tree, but we don't have a pollinator now. So I don't know if it'll do anything at all. But it's doing really good over here too. I'm kind of feeling like the soil back that way, towards that side, isn't as good as the soil down towards this bottom. And then coming up around this edge, because here's my other apple tree, and you can see it is just doing amazing. Got some new growth going on there. I mean, why not? It's only getting to freezing every night. It's got a bunch of brown ones, but that is one healthy looking tree, and it's just doing just fine. Like it's nothing. I don't know what'll happen in the future with that, but the what is that called? Mulberry. Mulberry, thank you. I can't remember the names of my trees for nothing. Mulberry, which is one of my favorites, I should know it, is doing good. We took the stalks from all our citrus we lost last year. Captain! Get over here! He's almost on the road. But if I whistle, he comes running. Stay in the yard, bud. Anyway, we took those citrus and what they were growing on, we brought them out here and just dropped them in these holes back during the summer just to see how they would do. We got another set of them back off over there. But my goal and my plan is, I know this floods and it sounds crazy, but my goal and my plan is to take mounds like that right there, mound up over here, plant them in it, and then when we do get flooding from this creek, because it'll fill up, probably all the way up to where the edge of that tree is, all of this will be completely covered in water. A thin layer, not for very long, but nonetheless. My goal is to get my trees down here, which is actually kind of friggin' colder, it seems like, than it is up there at the house, but during the summer it's just the opposite. It's almost hotter down here than it is up there. And I don't know, it's like, is that a good or a bad thing? Would I want cooler during the summer and hotter during the winter? I mean, they need their cold hours anyway, so. And then they need the heat to really bloom and whatnot. And if it's still warm down here as the cold comes around, as you can see, they're staying alive the closer they are down there. Or at least maintaining leaves and whatnot. So I got a couple more going in. Like I said, we did the other plum down there, and then we got a peach up here, also Tractor Supply discounted peach. It's doing well. This root system looked good. And then we don't have any apricots on the property, so we have this apricot which just recently lost its leaves. I mean, you can tell they're still partially green. Numerous frosts, beautiful bark color. I mean, it looks better up here where this new growth is than the old stuff, but I'm actually gonna chop this off right there and right there. I want these things coming up this way, kind of centering it off because it's kind of growing crooked as hell, and if I got fruit on that tip, it's probably gonna pull this whole damn thing over. But I got the Royal Apricot on clearance from Bob Wells Nursery, and then I got the Gold Kissed Apricot, and then I got about, I don't know how many up there left still, like 6. Got about 6 more up there by the greenhouse that need to come down here into the orchard. And one of these years, I'm actually, once the trees get healthy and get going good, then I'm gonna come in during the winter, take cuttings. I'll probably use this as a cutting to see if I can make another one. I started trying to do cuttings off of all these, produce more, and my goal is to take this orchard all the way down back there, way to the back of the property. Just found out I got more land back there in the back, about, they said 17 feet, but seems like a heck of a lot more than that. Seems more like 30 feet back. Anyway, went back across the other creek, across the bridge, onto that other property over there actually. And so that's a high side over there. That'd be a great spot to put in another orchard. And my goal is to keep cleaning this up, keep growing my trees up. And when we first moved here, these trees right here were tiny little things. And now I'm 6 foot, they're right at 6 foot with me. The other one over there is taller. That big beast died and I gotta take it down somehow. Might do a video for that. And then clean up all these creek willows that I have growing all over the place. And try to make this thing look good back here, nature preserve kind of thing. And you can see it's colder down here, but my grass is greener down low. And with the exception of down there in that low spot where it's all Bermuda, all the weeds and stuff up here are nice and green. You go back up towards the house and it gets brown. And then, so I thought that would be a good spot for an orchard down here where the grass is green. That means something's going on down here that's good for this grass. or good for these trees. But anyway, sorry to rumble and rant. We're done, and signing off. You want to say bye? All right, bye, y'all. God bless.